الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله.
The keys are cold in his palm. Drums fade. Banners wait. What if the last Muslim king of Spain didn't lose because he was weak, but because history sealed every gate before he could choose? His name is Muhammad, and dawn at Granada will judge him. Granada, the last citadel of Al-Andalus. Courtyards where water spoke like poetry. Craftsmen inlaid stars into cedar. Scholars traced geometry on white plaster. Yet beyond the orchards, iron marches in formation, and the cross-joined crowns of Castile and Aragon close like a vice. Our caste is a dynasty at war with itself. Muhammad XII, young and careful. His iron-willed mother, Aisha. His father, Abul Hassan. His uncle, El-Zagal. At stake, not only a crown, but whether a people's prayer will still rise over the Vega after the cannons fall silent. Gunpowder redraws the map. Stone that mocked arrows now shatters under iron bolts. Italian founders cast longer cannon. Siege trains grind down mule paths. Granada's proud towers, made for ladders and courage, face a new alphabet of war. Fire, shock, and dust. Geography tightens the noose. A small emirate ringed by mountains. A patchwork coast vulnerable to blockade. Its lifeblood, irrigation ditches and snowmelt. Fewer hands to till, fewer coins to mint, while tribute and war taxes drain the granaries of the last redoubt.
Allies? They echo across the sea. Marinids fade into Wattasids, cautious and divided. Mamluk Cairo reels. The Ottoman crescents prowl the Central Sea, yet look east. In Iberia, papal bulls bless conquest, and a modern treasury oils marching wheels that never stop. 1482. Aixa moves like a blade in silk. Palace intrigue hoists Mohammed XII onto the throne, while his father fights to keep it, and Uncle El-Zagal gathers men in the east. One crown, three claims. The city that once sang now listens for bootsteps on marble. Ambition meets bad ground at Lucena, 1483. In olive groves and dry hills, Muhammad is unhorsed, captured, and led into Castilian tents. Ferdinand studies the prince like a chess piece and returns him, bound not by chains, but by a vassal's oath that splits Granada's heart. Civil war becomes the Christians' sharpest blade. Albaycine alleys erupt. Brothers face brothers. Gates change hands at dusk and back by dawn. While Granada bleeds itself thin, border castles quietly open to the Catholic monarchs, one pledge at a time. Ronda, 1485, a city poised over emptiness. Castilian guns break the cliff-held wall. The Moorish eagle, once untouchable, folds its wings. Each fall is not just stone lost, but fields, men, and corridors for the enemy to pour through the spine of the mountains.
Malaga, 1487, a siege that gnaws bone. Bombards hammer towers. Hunger takes the streets. After surrender, chains take the survivors. Enslavement becomes a warning fire lit on every horizon. Resist, and the market will swallow your name and children. Blockade tightens. Watchfires leap from tower to tower. Almeria's harbor feels the net. Sierra passes choke with patrols. Winter brings no pause. Steel and salt pork keep marching. Granada's markets thin, and every prayer mat becomes a map of shrinking options. 1491. On the plain, a city sprouts from canvas. Santa Fe. Streets in a grid. Ovens smoking. A chapel for oaths. Stables for thousands. Logistics turns war into administration. In one tent, a Genoese waits for an answer about the ocean beyond the maps. Inside Granada, silence grows heavy. Rations measured like jewels. Mosque lamps burn low. Poets stop the flow of ink. Children count bread. Aisha urges defiance. The young emir walks gardens that once sang, and hears only the rasp of distant carpenters building the enemy's town. A ruler's arithmetic: honor, lives, memory. Muhammad weighs Lucina's capture, Malaga's chains, the shrinking greenery, the roar of new cannon. He knows a stand to the last will baptize Granada in ashes. What if the greatest courage is to stop the dying? Envoys cross the no-man's land. Under low tents, alcaides and jurists speak over inkpots. Articles take shape. Mosques untouched, property kept, judges to judge, no forced baptism, no exile. Words as ramparts, clauses as towers. A last attempt to engineer mercy.
The Catholic monarchs calculate. Mercy is a tactic. Crack the city without razing it. Crown magnanimity with a legend. Behind smiles, ledgers of cannonballs, timetable of assaults. The modern state sharpens the sword with pen and chancery wax. Capitulations of Granada, 1491. Parchment breathes hope. Sermons protected. Arabic allowed. Taxes regular. Synagogues and churches undisturbed. Seals press into wax with solemn weight. For a flicker of time, words push back iron. Final days stretch thin. A skirmish sparks a fire at the gate. A wind drives sparks over rooftops, then dies. The city holds, but the line is an eyelash. Muhammad walks the ramparts alone, feeling history tug like a river he cannot ford. Dawn, January 2nd, 1492. The keys pass from palm to glove. Trumpets answer the muezzin's echo. Banners trade the wind. No battle roar, only a long exhale. Some weep, some whisper Alhamdulillah. Some stare as if they could pin the past to the stones. At the mountain pass, a legend is born. A mother's scorn. Weep like a woman for what you could not defend as a man. But tales sharpen after victory. The line appears in ink long after the dust settles, shaped to make surrender seem small. Was there a move left on the board? The enemy's union, money and guns? Your fractured court, bled fields, thin coasts, distant allies? Heroic last stands end in chains or silence. Muhammad chooses a third road: preserve lives, culture, and a chance to breathe.
For a moment, promises hold. Qadis judge, muezzins call, merchants haggle under new banners. Children chase doves in palace courts. The city exhales, tentative, as if mercy could become policy and parchment could outlast politics. Then the hinge turns. 1499, Cardinal Cisneros arrives. Pressure mounts, catechisms for bakers, baptism for judges, Arabic suspect. A spark in the Albaycin jumps to flame. Revolt brings crackdown. The articles fold under the weight of zeal and order. Pages go to flame. Arabic books, theology, medicine, verse, tossed into a square and fed to a roar. The city watches knowledge curl into smoke. Forced baptisms spread to mountain villages. A new name is stamped onto old tongues: Morisco. The last emir leaves the Red Hill. Given estates in the Alpujarras, he soon trades peaks for a ship to Africa. In Fez, he is a courtly ghost, a man once measured in cities, now counted in rooms. He writes, hunts, remembers, and fades like a winter star. Boabdil the weak, the wavering, the man who cried. It flatters the conqueror's steel and sanctifies empire. But convenient stories are not the same as truth. They are art for memory marching in parade. Counter-memories survive between doors. Families keep iron keys to houses they never saw again. Ballads mourn the fall on winter evenings. In plaster and cedar, the Alhambra keeps breathing panels of light. Every verse a rebuttal carved into stone.
So, was Muhammad weak or trapped by a century turning its gears? When power unites, coffers fill, and gunpowder speaks, a lone hilltop kingdom has no answer but wisdom or ruin. He chose the wisdom of survival. What would you have chosen when the keys turned?